My girlfriend told me she thought I was perfect, but sometimes she felt like she was missing out on life. She even said she wished she had met me later, when she wouldn't feel that way. I felt blindsided. I'm 22 and she's 23, and we've been dating for almost exactly 1 year now. When we first met, things were going really well. She was finishing up college, business communication major, and I was in my first and most grueling year of grad school. She had originally gone to college as part of a specialized acting program, but dropped out without finishing after feeling fed up with the people there and worrying about the practicality of trying to be a career actress. Before meeting her, I had never had a serious girlfriend, just a few flings here and there. Either way, we met at a bar and had a great official first date a few days later. Towards the beginning of the summer, she started getting anxious about what she'd do after graduating. She'd had a few PR internships, but whenever we talked about them, she seemed unsatisfied. Around that time, I asked her what she'd really want to do with her life if money didn't matter, and she said she wanted to act. So, I encouraged her to follow her passion. For a little while, she was considering heading to LA, since she thought that's where she needed to be to pursue acting. That would have essentially meant breaking up, since I live and go to school on the East Coast. We talked seriously about it for weeks, and in the end, she decided to stay where she was. She even moved to an apartment in my neighborhood and got a waitressing job there, but she still has acting lessons. Throughout all of this, our relationship stayed strong, maybe even stronger, after she decided to be closer. Throughout our relationship, I feel like I've gone out of my way to be a source of support and advice for her. It seemed like the majority of our conversations would inevitably turn toward her. Her anxieties about coworkers, her insecurities about acting, etc. Most of the time I was fine with this, since I was in a relatively stable position in school, and she was going through a big transition. I wanted to be there for her. I kind of felt like it was my duty. Anyway, last weekend I went out of state with my mother and sister to visit my grandmother. My granny doesn't have much time left, and I hadn't seen her in too long, so I considered it a family obligation. It was a depressing trip for me. Before leaving and during the trip, I noticed my girlfriend seemed a lot more distant when we talked over the phone. I'd be bored and call her, but she wouldn't respond, or our conversations would be brief and rushed. When I got back, she was still acting that way, so I asked her about it. At first, she told me she was maybe a little depressed and stressed out. She'd work hard over the weekend. She was still acting like this last night, so I asked her again. I told her she seemed distant and that she could tell me if something was on her mind. She started to cry and told me she felt weird about being in a relationship at this stage of her life. She said she thought I was perfect, but sometimes she felt like she was missing out on life because she was in a serious relationship. She said she wished she had met me later in life when she wouldn't feel this way. As you can imagine, hearing that was hard. I told her I'd be lying if I said I never felt those feelings too, but that the stability of a serious girlfriend was something I'd grown to appreciate. I suggested maybe we could consider taking some time away from each other for a while. She wanted to know what the terms of time away would be, and I told her I wasn't sure. We agreed to keep talking about it. I'd like to hear an outside perspective on this, Reddit. Being this close to someone for the first time is an eye-opening experience, and I wonder if my willingness to give advice and put her before myself has made me seem weak or dependent. It might sound awful, but I'm afraid of resenting her for all the effort I put into the relationship. What you all think? Best comments. You're done, sorry. Take it from someone with experience. She likes you, she thinks you're a good person, but she wants to do something else with her life or be with someone else and see if that works. She just doesn't have the guts to tell you she doesn't want to be with you anymore. It sucks because it sounds like you're still into her, but it is what it is. 23 is way too soon to settle down with someone who isn't even on the same page. Be a man, break it off, and give both of you your freedom. You'll feel better in the long run knowing you took the initiative rather than waiting for things to just happen to you. Thanks, you sound like you know what you're talking about. The weird thing to me is the suddenness of it all. It's not like I saw it coming from a mile away. That's what makes me think some time away might be necessary right now. If I had been seriously contemplating breaking it off for a while, it would make more sense to do it now. That said, I fully intend to bite the bullet and end it if things escalate. She's bored and has no legitimate reason for wanting out, and you're too supportive for her to direct any ill feelings toward. Spoiler: she won't go on to be a famous actress. It's about as likely as winning the lottery. Her next relationship will be with someone less thoughtful and will be short-lived. She may even call you up and try to rekindle things. Sounds like she's taking your relationship for granted. If you feel like she's the one, you said you're inexperienced, it's easy to mistake something average or even really good as the one. Ease up and let her make her own mistakes. Do your own thing, see what happens. There's probably a less self-absorbed person out there you'll connect with better. Update number 1, 48 days later. So my first long-term girlfriend and I broke up about a month and a half ago. She was still in college when we met, and when she graduated, she decided to pursue acting. Fast forward a couple months, and her career choice started taking a toll on our relationship. She's working as a waitress to make ends meet, going on auditions, taking acting classes, getting headshots done, etc. Unsurprisingly, she's incredibly stressed most of the time, and our sex life suffered. Although I found her a little self-centered sometimes, I loved her, saw she was really trying to make it happen, and genuinely wished the best for her. After a while, she started mentioning how she didn't think she was in a place in her life where she could totally commit to a relationship. We were young and weren't planning on settling down anytime soon, but things were going well and I was comfortable. Then, in late October, after acting distant for a couple weeks, we still talked and saw each other a lot. She came to me and said she didn't want to be in the relationship anymore, citing our earlier talks. I was stunned, but I didn't put up resistance. I told her I didn't want to be in a one-sided relationship, so it was best she was honest. She assured me it wasn't anything I did and that she hadn't met someone else. I believe that. We decided not to contact each other for a couple of weeks while we sorted things out. In a sense, it's been great not feeling burdened by a relationship. I've been going out, meeting people and girls, and seeing things from a fresh perspective. I realized I had been stagnating, paralyzed by comfort. We met up for dinner once since breaking up, and although it was good to see her, I came away feeling a little sorry for her. As we talked, she would occasionally become sad and tell me that she had no close friends nearby, that she had trouble keeping friends, and that even her co-workers didn't like her much. They used to break my heart, and now to realize she doesn't have me, or want me, as a source of support anymore is also heartbreaking. We agreed to try to remain friends, and I fully intend to honor that. Is it weird for me to feel sorry for her? In the past, she did a good job of convincing me I was important to her and a source of stability. And now that we're apart, I can't just turn off those protective instincts. What do you all think? Best comments. She sounds like she's still attached and trying to get you to protect her and feel bad for her. That's not a healthy dynamic to have with an ex. If the friendship is just you looking out for her, it's not friendship. It's exploitation of your sympathy. Do you get anything out of hanging out with her besides feeling like a good person helping someone hurting? It's easy to feel bad for someone in that position, but as her ex, your support is complicated. She needs to move on and build her own support network instead of relying on you. Translation for what happened. When she said she had trouble keeping friends, it means she already effed the guy or guys she wanted to F, and they all used her, had their fun, and then discarded her. And more, it's not in a little over a month that you guys are separated that she suddenly discovered she doesn't have many friends and her coworkers hate her. She was trying to make you feel sorry for her. Prepare yourself. She's going to want to get back together now that she realizes she has no one else to lean on and no one better. You're just a backup waiting for her after she figured out she doesn't have anything better.